Reported speech. What does this mean? The reported speech is another way to say the indirect speech, okay? This means what I'm saying right now would be the direct speech. If someone were to explain to another person what I am saying, then they would have to use the reported speech. It's important to know how to use the reported speech in speaking and in writing. For the writing part of this topic, we're going to check the correct punctuation. Perfect. So the direct speech, as I mentioned before, is when someone says something. We have to use a few verbs when we're going to put the sentence or we're going to put something that a person has said in the reported speech. We have to use verbs like say, tell, shout, exclaim, whisper. Then we have a relative pronoun, okay, in this case, that. For English speakers, okay, that can be optional. So you can decide to use it or you can omit it from the sentence, but it's correct, okay? And then there's a change in subjects, which we're going to see in details in a moment. Perfect. What are some things that we have to take into consideration when we're using the reported speech? We have to focus on the verb changes. So let's say a person said something, okay, in the present tense. If you are going to report, okay, to another person what that person had said, you have to use the past tense. So the present tense goes to the past tense. The present continuous goes to the past continuous. The past tense goes to the past perfect tense. The past continuous goes to the past perfect continuous. The present perfect goes to the past perfect, and the past perfect stays as the past perfect because that's the limit that we have, okay, in English. So this is how we would change from one tense to the other when we're reporting. So over here, this is the direct speech, okay? This is when a person says something. This is when you are reporting what the person has said. Perfect. Will becomes would. If they use would, then it's the same, okay? Because remember, will is the present tense, would is the past tense. Can, present tense, could is the past tense. If they use could, then it remains the same. Shall becomes should. If they use should, it remains the same. May becomes might. If they use might, it remains the same. And must is the same, must or had to. Perfect. Now that we've checked how the tenses change, okay, in the reported speech, let's check some examples. So this is what a person says, okay? Exactly. I leave, she said. And please bear in mind, some of these might not make sense because I'm trying to use the same sentence so you see how they change, okay, in the reported speech. But some of them might not make sense, okay? I leave, she said. She said that she left. So if you notice the verb leave is in the present tense, but over here we have to put it in the past tense. I am leaving, she said. She said that she was leaving. So here we're using the present continuous tense. So over here we have to put it in the past continuous tense. I left, she said. She said that she had left. So since we're using the past tense over here, we have to use the past perfect tense on this side. I was leaving, she said. She said that she had been leaving. And here I put an asterisk because this sentence doesn't make sense. I just want you to focus on the structure. So since we're using the past continuous tense, we have to use the past perfect continuous tense in this case. I have left, she said. She said that she had left. So we're using present perfect tense. We have to use past perfect tense over this side. I had left, she said. She said that she had left. So the past perfect tense stays the same. It's the same past perfect tense on the other side. Now let's take a look at the modal verbs. I will leave, she said. She said that she would leave. We change will to would. I would leave, she said. She said that she would leave. It doesn't change. I can leave, she said. She said that she could leave. So can becomes could. I could leave, she said. She said that she could leave. So since we already use could, it's the same thing in the reported speech. I shall leave, she said. She said that she should leave. So shall becomes should. I should leave, she said. She said that she should leave. So since we're using should, it's the same thing on the other side. I may leave, she said. She said that she might leave. So may becomes might. I might leave, she said. She said that she might leave. Remains the same. I must leave, she said. She said that she must or had to leave. Perfect. One tense, okay, in the direct speech, we have to go one step back, okay, in the past tense, in the reported speech. Because if you think about it, when you're reporting something, it's because it has already happened. So it always has to go in the past, okay? So the past tense, the one behind the other, and like that until we reach to the past perfect tense, which is the limit, okay, in English. Perfect. Let's continue. Now, for questions. Remember, we have two types of questions in English. We have open-ended and we have closed-ended questions. The open-ended questions are like questions where you have to give more information. The closed-ended questions are the ones that you answer with yes or no. For example, where is the bicycle? He asked. In this case, the same question pronoun that we're using, okay, in the direct speech, that's the one we have to use in the indirect speech or the reported speech. So this sentence becomes, he asked me where the bicycle was. And I want you to pay attention to the verb here. Is the present tense, but we have to use was because remember, we always go to the past tense. But if you notice the structure here, the was, okay, we push it to the end of the sentence, okay? Very good. What does she do? The man asks. The man asked what she did, okay? Do, did, the past tense. Where do you live? They ask. They ask where I lived. So here we're using live in the present tense. We have to put it in the past tense. What are you doing? The woman asked. The woman asked what I was doing because our doing is a present continuous. So we have to change to the past continuous. And this is the structure for the open-ended questions. Now, let's analyze the close-ended questions, or the yes or no questions, as you might know in English. Do you like sushi? He asked. This is a question where you answer yes or no. He asked if or whether. So in this case, you have two options. You have if or whether I liked sushi. Very good. We're using like, so present tense, so we have to use the past tense. Do you read a lot of books? She asked. She asked if, or we can also use whether, he reads a lot of books. Have you ever been to Dubai? They ask. They ask if or whether we had ever been to Dubai. Sorry, I have to go back to this one. I think I read it incorrectly. It's not he reads. If he read. So read in the present tense, read in the past tense. Sorry about that. When we're talking about requests or commands, commands are like when you're telling someone what to do, okay? Please help me, he said. He asked me to help him. So with the commands, the way that they function is that you have to leave the verb in the infinitive form. To plus the verb. If it's a negative command or request, you have to use not plus the infinitive form. Like in the next example. Please don't eat the dinner yet, she said. She said not, so negative, to eat the infinitive. So she said not to eat the dinner yet. And this is for a request. There are more things that I have to explain in this topic, so bear with me. It's a very long topic in English. The time expressions. When a person says something, they're going to use some words referring to the time frame. However, when you are reporting that same sentence, you have to go back in the past. Remember, we're always going back in the past because reporting something, okay, it's all about something that has already been said. So if a person says now, you have to use then or at that time. If they use today, you have to use yesterday, that day, Tuesday, on the 27th, once it's in the past tense, okay? Yesterday can be the day before yesterday, the day before, or you can say the day of the week or the 5th of December. Last night becomes the night before, Thursday night, but it's always indicating that time period in the past. Last week can be the week before, the previous week, okay, in the past. Tomorrow, referring to future, could be today, the next day, the following day, or Friday, Monday, referring to the future. Awesome. These are all the topics that you need to know about the reported speech in English. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you've enjoyed this course as well. We will move on in a moment.